I'm David. I'm the Inside Sales Director at Cognism. I look after everything sales-wise. And Dave did 6 months as a SDR, prospecting, booking meetings, quickly moved through the ranks. As of late, he's actually been BDM for us, closing deals and working on the other side. I've obviously asked him to come on the session with us today. I think he'll give us great insight into what it's like to be on the front line. So the identification of opportunities, I think this is a really, really important point. Topo, if any of you guys are aware of Topo, again, if you want to shoot me a message on LinkedIn or connect on LinkedIn, I can send you the exact article that they did. But they ran some surveys, and one thing that's very clear is how important buyer intent is for us, salespeople right now. Because especially right now, we don't know who our buyers are, or potentially that our buyers have changed, and so getting that intent is that early indicator of who we're gonna be able to sign long term. So we've got a couple of recommendations for it's not direct buyer intent. It's not someone Googling our service, but other ways that we could potentially find that people are still willing to buy. Obvious ones, I know we discussed that, we've just got some funding and we're not buying, but that's not to suggest that not everyone is. And I think funding, as always, and Safe will show this because you can actually do this within the platform. Funding is a great way of doing that. You can get that information from Crunchbase. As well, anybody that's received seed, angel, Series A, Series B, they've got money in their pockets. Hopefully, they're more willing to buy. Hiring is fantastic. We've got a team that actually helps our SDRs find new prospects, and they're looking at hiring data, and we're getting results immediately. If companies are still hiring, they're still making buying decisions. It's pretty much a fact. Yes, they might be hiring replacements, but which is, I suppose, the caveat to that. But if they're hiring for any new roles, expanding their team, then naturally this is going to be like a fantastic way of identifying new opportunities. Finally, also FTSE 250, let's look at if any of you guys are going after bigger enterprise companies, and a lot of their information on share prices is public. Look at that, who's trending up in that sense, and picking up that data, and again, should be great opportunities to reach out. I'll mention as well a bit of a shout out to G2. So we use and our clients of G2's service. It's a review site. What they do is they show us who is researching the industry. It will show us a company that is researching the industry. The softwares that we offer. So anybody that's looking at any form of sales intelligence right now, we can get that information from G2. And that's been a key focus for us, is making sure that we're doubling down on that information, because again, like, this is, great indicators. And actually, once we have that information on from G2, we're trying to analyze all of those companies, see any trends, and then still apply it to other companies within that same industry. Final thing that I'll add is anybody within our own customer base that is doing really, really well and wants to double down on our services. Again, let's take that, analyze that data, and apply that. Look for similar companies within their industry, and just make sure that we're reaching out to as many as possible, because they're great indicators. But we're looking for guides right now. I think every company should be looking for guides of who to reach out to. They should be willing to pivot, and these are great ways of kind of identifying those companies. So if I don't know whether you want to add anything else on that.
Yeah, just a couple of really quick points from me. I think, as you mentioned, the buyer intent data that G2.com provide is absolutely fantastic. I think a lot of the ways that companies are approaching this climate right now is they're looking for short-term wins, but they're also looking for long-term wins. So if you're in an industry that targets recruitment or logistics and supply chain, you could actually utilize these triggers, such as funding, hiring, FTSE 250, who's still growing, to actually start generating conversations and pipeline for when things do settle down. So for example, I don't know, David, if someone came to you and said, hey, look, we've got this really great solution, and you knew that it could add tremendous value, but maybe not right now, but for later, then for sure, that's a great pipeline opportunity for someone. So focusing on the short-term wins, maybe with buyer intent, gives you that that quick win, a quick conversation, quick sell cycle, but also by utilizing these triggers here to identify, yeah, okay, maybe not right now, but for when the market does get a little bit more normal, it's a fantastic way to make sure that your pipeline stays full for whenever the new normal becomes the old normal.